The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas' coverage of the inauguration of the 47th President of the United States of America is proudly brought to you by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Tourism, Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, Rocky Farms Nursery, J.S. Johnson Insurance, Janae's Fashions, Baja Retreat, and the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center of the Bahamas.
Well, today's inauguration was unlike any other in recent history, marked by striking differences in tone, ceremony, and tradition. From a scaled-back celebration to unique political and cultural shifts, we take a closer look at how today's events broke from the past and what this new chapter means for the nation. Devontae Hanna is live in D.C. to talk about it. Devontae.
Now, Desmond, today's inauguration day has now come to an end. Well, for some, it may be just beginning, but it has been like none other that we've seen in recent history. For starters, the event moved from the outside of the historical Capitol building to the inside in the rotunda. So President Donald Trump was sworn in just in there with a smaller crowd than usual. Thousands, 20,000 in fact, then moved into the Capital One Arena, and they got to watch the inauguration live. That's on TV screens. And of course, all of this is because of the cold that you can see here that I'm feeling outside of this Capitol Hill building. The temperatures were the coldest that it has been in over 40 years, since 1985 when Ronald Reagan was sworn in. During that time, the temperature actually dropped to 8%. Today here in D.C., the temperature was around 28%, with wind chills that felt as if it was 14 degrees. So as you can imagine, for a Bahamian boy that grew up on Inagua, I didn't feel quite at home. But nevertheless, President Donald Trump certainly came out. He spoke about some of his policies that he wanted to implement, but it was the last time we got to see the Bidens, where they met him at the White House, and then they left on Air Force One for the final time. Also, Kamala Harris and her husband, the first black female vice president, the first female and the first black vice president, were there, where they, for the last time, gave their goodbyes. Now, tonight, all of the formalities and all of the tradition may go away a little bit. We are now getting ready to see some of the balls that are happening across the city, and it's not one, there are several. We know of one specifically at the Kennedy Center that many are now getting ready to attend, and of course, this is where all the glitz and all the glam come out. Earlier in the week, when we first arrived, we told you about all of the red carpets that are being laid out. Well, that's all happening for tonight, and so you'll see the tuxedos that are certainly, as we would say in the Bahamas, fresh. We would see the women in the ball gowns that will be remembered and will be pictured for the next 4 years until the next presidential inauguration, and certainly it will be a moment to remember. Today was a history-making moment. Again, we were inside for the inauguration. President Donald Trump said that he likes it, and maybe that could be a new change for the inauguration. Instead of being out in the cold, as I am, they can be on the inside, where he said it was about 75 degrees. And then we saw where the inauguration was separated. And then we saw, of course, where President Trump also signed those 50 executive orders. That's more on the serious side. But it's something that we'll be talking about certainly for years to come. So from right now, from Washington, D.C., on behalf of my cameraman, Victor Adderley, and I, we want to say thank you so much. Well, I probably shouldn't say that, but back to you, Desmond and LaDon.
Some good reporting there, Devontae. Thank you so much.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, follow us at ZNS Digital on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on our website at znsbahamas.com.